I give it all. All that I got will never stop. I give it all. Straight to the top, will never stop. I give it all. All that I have, I let it be. Cause nobody's better than me. What do you see? Give it all. Yeah, all that I got, I give it everything. They lost the plot, they think I'm menacing. They wanna talk, but I ain't settling. Circle is tight, feeling like better rings. Whole lot of globe trotting, man, they don't know nada. Bro, gotta show something to me and go harder. So proper, nah, not that, we sure gotta give it all raw now, like Adidas. All that I got will never stop. I give it all. Straight to the top, will never flop. I give it all. They want me rocked, I never block. I give it all. Whoa, what you say, my man? Give it all. Whoa, hey, give it all, give it all. Whoa, yeah, stand tall, give it all. All that I have, I let it be. Cause nobody's better than me. What do you see? Give it all. What do you think when people look at me? 100 degrees tougher than Booker T. Couldn't agree more, but could it be? I think higher than them all. Truthfully, my pen fire and then some. Apply the addendum. Take this whole thing for ransom. Give it all I got for attention. Not a mention of life well lived, for instance. Give it all.
Holiday Hoopla coming your way here from the Battelle Grand Hall in the Greater Columbus Convention Center. We kick things off Dublin Jerome out of the Columbus area taking on Archbishop Hoban out of the rest of the state. It's 3-3 after one day. We'll see who takes the advantage. Is it Columbus or is it the rest of Ohio? We'll find out coming up here momentarily. Hello everybody, my name is Travis Berardi alongside the Hall of Fame coach Greg Collins, two-time state championship coach as well. And Coach Collins, we're in for a treat to kick things off because we get to see the man named Sam Greer, who has a couple D1 offers.
Well, the guy is a tremendous football player, but he's also an outstanding basketball player. And a lot of us basketball junkies remember a couple of years ago when out of the blue we see this freshman in the state finals, Division I state championship game, just put together a great game and helped lead his team, Hoban, over Pick Central for a state championship. And, you know, the kid just is an athlete.
So these teams ready to kick things off. Game number 7 of the Hoopla, game 1 today of 6. Myself and Coach Collins will be on the first 3 starting right about now.
Well, Dublin's got their work cut out for them. It's going to be a tough chore. Hoban is an outstanding basketball team, offensively, defensively, well-coached team. TK Griffith is just an outstanding coach, and Dublin obviously has struggled. Right away, they attack the zone, penetration kick, get a big 3, Travis.
John Johnson, the sophomore guard, with a 3, and Hoban's out and running. It's 3-0. First possession now for Jerome. That's Ethan Wright faking the handoff. He will give it to Ryan Culp. Culp at the elbow, picks it up, kicks it back out as Hoban playing a man-to-man.
It would be great if they could show a great deal of patience. I mean, Dublin has really struggled scoring the ball this year, and Hoban is a team that likes to get out and run, and, you know, you can't make wasted possessions. Right away, they get a nice drive, nice layup, good possession for Dublin.
Yeah, Culp able to get around the defender,
Yep.
Had some space and used the nice little reverse underneath. He actually used the backboard kind of to his advantage.
Oh, no question.
That reverse.
No question. They get a chance to fall back into their zone.
And we'll get the first foul of the game as Kenny Scott drove in and was fouled by Davis Haynes, the 6'2" senior guard.
Now, Travis, you know, we all know that Dublin, we had it on the graphics, they haven't won a game yet. But the little bit of film that I watched, I was impressed at how scrappy they were. Mm-hmm. You get a lot of young kids, if they haven't won, their confidence goes to the bottom and they just don't play hard, they don't try as much. But these guys seem to be really working hard at the defensive end, which is obviously much tougher than the offensive end to get kids to play hard.
Haynes hits both. It's 5-2, correction.
And this is exactly how Hoban plays. They like to get out and give you a lot of pressure, trap, get an up and down game. Big shot by Dublin.
That was Haynes with a 3. After it was Kenny Scott with the free throws. We're now tied at 5. I was looking at the wrong side of the roster there, Coach. But Haynes hits the 3. It's Scott with the 2 free throws.
And he can hit the threes. He's had a bunch of them this year, and that one was wide open. Nice interior pass.
Ensley can't get it to fall. Rebound back out to Jerome. They have a chance to take the first lead of the game.
And again, I told you they were scrappy. Well, they get the ball. Hoban gets the ball inside to Greer, and Dublin just scrappy and goes right after it, gets the block.
Haynes for a 3. This one just a bit short, and the rebound comes out to Sam Greer for the first rebound of the game there for Hoban.
Gives Dublin a chance to get in the zone, but Hoban's just penetrated it well.
But, I mean, Sam Greer, he's a big kid. And that's just easy for him when he's underneath the hoop because of his size and his length.
Well, he is a big kid, but he moves so well.
Yes.
I mean, you know, we talk pregame. There are a good number of big, strong kids, but not many that have, I think, the footwork that he has. I can see why he's such a big football recruit.
Kenny Scott with it, gets it right side to John Johnson. Back out to him as they reset the offense here. About 3 minutes gone by in this opening quarter. There's the kick to the right side.
Everything has happened through penetration.
And Hoban with its first turnover. Into the lane, layup shot will fall for Cooper Craig. And it's 7-7. And that'll be knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Hoban, but hey, early on at least, Dublin Jerome sticking with the big kids.
Yeah, hey, it's a great start for Dublin Jerome. And what I really am excited about, have you noticed the Jerome bench? They're up and cheering,
yeah.
and that's what you want to see. You know, that get down and play defense. If you're not in the game, there they go. They're up cheering. They're excited about what's happening right now.
And they force a turnover as Scott steps on the line. It will, though, allow Hoban to set up their man press, and just an unforced error by Dublin Jerome. They'll give it right back.
And that's what you can't have. When you're the underdog, you can't have, as you said, unforced turnovers. You're going to have some turnovers, but you don't want them to be unforced. And the first one there for them.
Scott now will look to inbound, gets it to the big man. He puts it up and in, easy peasy for Sam Greer. He's got 4 points.
If he has position and he's only a foot away from the basket, you might as well just call it a day. It's done.
Nearly gets the steal. Instead, it's a chance for Craig. Kicks it right side, 3 for Kevin Moriarty. Doesn't go. And the rebound fought for, taken out by Kenny Scott. Scott nearly loses it.
And this is where they're so good. Transition.
3 in the air for Johnson again. That doesn't fall. And Ryan Culp comes out with the rebound, and Jerome with a chance to take the lead with this 3, but it's glances off the front rim. And Scott with the rebound. So maybe a bit of a rush shot there for Jerome trying to get some points. You know,
you don't want your kids to play tentative, but you're right. You know, when you're playing against a team of this caliber, if you're Dublin, you want to make sure you have good shot discipline.
Scott with some moves, gets it left side. That's an open 3, but a bit too strong. However, it's an offensive board by Greer, kicks it back out. Tough shot there, but McCarthy's bailed out. He'll go to the line for 2.
Well, we've noticed one thing right from the get-go for Hoban. They want to dribble penetrate. All their points have come off dribble penetration, whether it's dribble penetration and shoot and get fouled right there, penetration kick to a three-point shooter, or penetration and lay it up to Greer, who, if he catches the ball near the basket, it's Katie bar the door.
Moriarty called for the foul. First free throw by James McCarthy, no good. McCarthy also getting some offers from Allegheny as well as Ohio Wesleyan. And Tyler Shadid, a senior forward, getting an offer from Alfred. So 3 players from this Hoban squad have the opportunity to play at the next level.
And I wouldn't doubt if there aren't more to come. Great steal. Came from behind, grabbed it, penetration.
Little volleyball action, doesn't go. And luckily, Jerome
Here's the replay. Just comes right behind, sweep, and right to the hoop.
They have that diamond press up here in the backcourt. Forced a couple steals, but this time a little too much by Kenny Scott. He'll get called for his first foul. But have you seen the way that all 4 in the diamond move with each other? It's kind of like a flock of geese, how they move left and right. And that's a successful press.
Well, that is well coached, but it also helps when you have Sam Greer back protecting the basket.
True. This is true.
You can take a few more gambles.
Yeah.
And, you know, hey, listen, if you beat me, that's fine. You got Sam underneath.
And that's how important one player can change the aspect of a game.
No question. I was lucky one year to have a future NBA player inside.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
And we could get out and man you and deny and said, listen, if you want to beat us to the basket, so be it. But that it makes a difference. And they stay in their half-court pressure.
That's a 3 in the air off the back iron. And there's Greer once again with the board. So after that first 3 from Jerome, they've gone a little bit cold from beyond the arc.
Well, besides the transition layup, they're settling for 3s. And that's really what Hoban is trying to get you to shoot. They want you to shoot the long jumper. A long miss is a long rebound. And, boy, that's just like an outlet pass for transition.
One of those rare times, Ethan Wright jumping at the ball fake, but he caused the walk. And it's the 3rd turnover against Hoban here in the first quarter. 5 minutes in. 10-7 the score in favor of Archbishop Hoban.
You're right. These four just move so well together. But again, there's Greer back under the basket protecting. They get the steal, quick hands.
Moriarty kicks it back out. Now right side to Kenny Scott.
Kenny Scott is really a good dribble penetration. He gets it, looks right away, penetrate, dump.
And Greer did not get the bucket to fall, but he will go to the free throw line. That's another thing you see. You don't like it when your big man has the ball down by his waist, but if you can muscle it like Greer does, you can get away with it sometimes and get the foul.
Yeah, he kind of says, listen, if you want to take a ride on my arm, go ahead. Well, I'll take you right up to the basket. But look at that form. He just has, for, what is he, an offensive tackle maybe in football? How many offensive tackles do you see with such good form in basketball and a good shooter? But again, you can see he's a mobile young man. I think you'd like to see him go to University of West Virginia, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Under Rich Rod.
Yeah,
he looks like a kid that would put in the work to play for Rich Rodriguez.
I agree, and I don't know the young man, but I have a feeling you're exactly right.
Or even play for Darren DeVries for the men's basketball team at WVU. There's
there
a
you
corner
go.
three.
There you go.
Bit short. Jerome comes out with it. That was a nice job of just throwing him off enough to miss the shot.
And there's Hoban pressuring full court on misses.
And that is a big foul, as Carson Bleeks will go to the line. But you know what? If you don't want him to make the bucket, that's the foul you give right there. It's not any serious contact there, but you bump him, you make sure the ball doesn't go in.
Right. Don't let him have an and one. But when you're the underdog, you have to make your free throws. First one's up and good by Carson Bleeks, but he's got to connect. You've got to connect. Any freebies that you get, you've got to take advantage.
Yes, Jerome squad lost to Kaufman 48-30 as the second free throw is missed. They lost to Marysville, we saw yesterday, 65-53. Just, not able to score in bunches, but defensively right now, that's okay, because at the pace we're going, it's about in the 40s for both sides.
Well, exactly. They have the pace where they want it right now.
That three off the back iron, but another offensive rebound. Just the length here of Hoban. Passes back in. They're going to get the bucket and the foul as John Johnson gets his 5th point, but that length, even if they're just tipping it to each other, they're doing just enough.
Well, and a great interior pass. Catching the ball, squaring up, looking inside, and making that interior pass. But Hoban just gets their hand on so many balls. And a lot of teams, especially teams that are defensive-minded, they track how many times their players get hands on the ball. Not necessarily steals, but deflections, get a hand on the basketball. Hoban does a great job. Here they have another chance. Jerome somehow has got to find a way to keep them from penetrating the paint. Keep the ball out on the perimeter.
And you're seeing it early in this game that the difference so far is these extra chances from these offensive rebounds. And if you're a team like Hoban, you want to get back to, a regional like they did last year, it's those extra possessions. What could be the difference between a win and a loss in the tournament?
Oh, exactly. Because as you progress in the tournament, they're going to get closer and closer, the games, and every possession's going to matter.
That'll be a walk.
Nice pass inside.
As Tyler Shadid in, one of the 3 players with a college offer, the 6'4" senior forward, just shuffled the feet as he was setting up for the 3-point attempt and turns it over. And with 47 seconds, Jerome turns it over again, but gets it right back.
This is not going on either team's highlight film.
And we will get our first timeout as head coach Richie Beard sees that the 10-second call was coming up, and we'll get the timeout with 36.2 left. And I was saying, Coach, for Jerome, it's not been the best of starts offensively in their first 5 games. They lost to Kaufman 48-30, lost to Marysville 65-53, Hilliard-Davidson 53-42, Darby 72-41, and then Olentangy Berlin 42-37. But like I said, if you can keep other teams to 10, 11 points per quarter,
right,
that's around the 40 points that you're getting, and then you have a chance here.
Right, exactly. If you can get into the second half and you're still within reach, maybe the favorite, the Hoban, gets a little tight. You're hoping for that. Maybe the ball bounces your way a couple of times and you get some breaks. It'll be interesting here with 27 seconds. I would assume they will hold it for the last shot if Hoban allows them. No, they won't. They're going to shoot it right away.
Haynes with
they get
the
an
shot,
offensive
but they get a
board.
board, yeah. Put back
again
doesn't go,
quick,
though.
and it's going to give Hoban a chance for the last shot of the quarter.
And that goes out of bounds, but it will stay with Hoban with 10.7 as, just deflected out of bounds there.
Yeah, they got to watch. The last time they had a baseline out of bounds, they bring Greer in right away, and he was able to pin inside, and they just threw it right into him. Look for him maybe to do a cross screen here and try to get, there he goes, try to pin right away.
It's a 3-point attempt. Greer gets the board with 6 seconds. 5. What a move he put up there, but it doesn't fall for him, and the rebound will come out to Jerome, but we'll get a jump ball. And possession will stay with Jerome. However, this means Hoban, if they can just get a stop in 0.7 seconds, they will get the ball to start quarter number 2.
Yeah, not the best break for Jerome right here, but it is what it is.
They will just bring it in, and the clock will run out on quarter 1. 13-8 the score here as we kick off day 2 of the Holiday Hoopla.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, but you know we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go.
Back here, quarter number 2. Day 2 of the Holiday Hoopla, game number 7 overall, 13-8 in favor of unbeaten Archbishop Hoban against winless Dublin Jerome. But, Coach, we were talking during the break, Hoban hasn't seen too many open looks. Jerome's at least getting a hand in the face to where it's throwing them off enough that they're not able to hit those open looks.
Well, so far you're right, but they have to cut down penetration, because if they keep allowing penetration, they're going to be able to get open looks, if not inside to Greer, kicking out to three-pointers where they're just able to step in and shoot. And the best three-point shots are from inside out. So if you can penetrate and kick out, hey, that's what three-point shooters want. Right now, Jerome doing a good job of keeping him on the outside. A diagonal pass, unfortunately a turnover.
And just once again, Hoban able just to get the hands in there. Just a little bit of deflection can mean, the difference between breaking through and dribbling off your shoe and out of bounds.
And we talked a little bit about this last night, Brian Harder and I. There are better turnovers than others. This is the turnover they just had is better than turning it over, that it allows Hoban to get out and run and get on transition and get an open look. There's
Scott
penetration. Good
And,
hands
yeah,
inside.
just deflected enough. The 6th turnover for Hoban here, 9 minutes into this game. Bleaks will pull up for 3, misses everything though, and out of bounds. And once again, that's one of those quick shots by Jerome where really not into their offense. They just, think they could just pull off the shot.
And they're open. They're open, and I know that Coach Beard, I'm sure, is saying, listen, we're not going to hold the ball. If you're open, we got to go after it. Right, another great defensive possession by Dublin. They are collapsing on the ball.
But they can't finish on the other end as the ball just bounces out on the shot by Craig. But, yeah, that was a good double team of Greer. Really didn't allow him to get the ball, had the hands in there, slapped it away, and they were able to get the turnover.
Well, they're doing a good job. There's a nice penetration and pitch inside. But, they've been doing a better job. They're still allowing penetration.
That's an offensive foul right there. Yep. Gotta love when a player gives up his body to take the charge.
Oh, that usually just picks the whole team up. And, again, as you get closer to the basket, Dublin Jerome is doing a better job of collapsing. They know they don't have one person that can just do the job. It's going to take a team collectively.
Woo, return to sender. Cooper Craig tried taking it down Main Street, but Sam Greer said, not in my house, sir.
That's what helps when you have a pressure full court, when you have someone like that back under that knee protecting.
That's the perfect example of what you said earlier, Coach. But Jerome does keep possession. Only down 5 here with 6 minutes left in the half. Here's a mid-range jumper from the elbow just off the mark. Greer comes up with another board. The 9th total board for
really
Hoban here.
some good looks from Dublin. They just not shooting the ball very well.
But honestly, if you're Coach Beard right now, you're feeling good about your team. As I say that, finally a ball drops for John Johnson. He hits the second 3 for him and for Hoban, and now the lead's pumped out to 8 points.
And they continue to pressure, continue trying to force. There they are. They'll traveled in the corner, but Hoban is willing to give up some open threes. Why? Because they're banking that, if you hit them, fine. But if you miss them, that's going to lead to our strength. And that is a long rebound, and we're going to be going down the court transition. And they really feel strongly, and they should, that they have a good transition game.
Johnson back out to James McCarthy. Now the Brady Lucy as they work it around the perimeter. Johnson's going to try another one. It rimmed out, and the rebound comes to Jerome, down 8 with 5 minutes left in the half. Bit of a double team action as Craig gets around that. Gets it to Bleaks. Bleaks from inside the free throw line gets it to drop. His 3rd point, and it's back to a 6-point game.
Step back against the big boy inside. Very pretty move.
Almost the spot we saw Kemba Walker score against Pitt in the Big East tournament right there. Cardiac Kemba. Cardiac Bleaks.
Did you have a cardiac after that, being a Pitt fan, I'm sure?
I'm a Mountaineer fan, so I loved it.
Oh, okay.
Pitt's our rival. There's a take, and that's a tough break. Ethan Wright, I believe, just picked up his 3rd foul, but he was out of control. I don't think he needed the swipe right there. I know he was chomping at a bit to get the block, but now it's his 3rd foul, and it's 2 free throws instead.
And as you were talking before, when a young man steps in to take a charge, it just lifts the whole team. It just shows that you have a defensive presence. You emphasize defense. Now, you look in the college game because of the change of rules. It's tougher to take a charge than it used to be.
Yeah.
It used to be Duke fell down every time that somebody, dribbled the basketball.
Somebody sneezed on him. Yeah.
Exactly.
Again, 1 for 2 is James McCarthy. He's 2 for 4 today from the line. He has 2 points. It's a 7-point game. Jerome looking to get this back to within 2 possessions. Ryan Culp.
Well,
goes left side to Craig.
They've been shooting a lot of threes, so you're right.
And when you have a big guy like Greer down inside the middle, that's probably the game plan for you. Got it out right side for 3, but again, another miss, and Hoban comes out with the board.
It was another miss, but it was good ball movement.
Yes, it was.
Good ball reversal.
It was an open look.
Now, it's a tough shot from the corner, I'll say that, but It was an open look because of the ball movement. Now they bring Greer out front. In warm-ups, we saw him shooting threes. I don't know if he'll step in and shoot one right now, but
honestly,
he seems to have a good touch.
If he's getting looked at by Division I teams, those Division I teams, that forward, that center position, you have to be able to shoot the three.
Oh, exactly.
Corner three will fall. And it's another one for John Johnson, his third three of the half. He's got 11. It's 20-10.
And that was just great offense. They brought a man under the hoop to the corner, blind side, and wide open for a three.
It's a 5-on-4 right now. This three's in the air by Culp, just off the front iron. Offensive board rejected again by Greer, his second block of the game.
Again, though, hey, you can't complain.
No.
That was a good look, good wide open look.
Had the rebound inside, good positioning, but even with a ball fake, I don't think Greer's going to get faked out by that and jump.
Right, exactly.
Hoban turns it over, their 8th. Left side open three. Again, just off the mark by Moriarty.
And that shows you how much respect they have for Hoban defense. Here it is, a 2-on-1 for Jerome, and they shoot a three. Mm-hmm. Instead of taking the ball to the basket, I don't think it was Greer back that time, but I'm sure all these guys from Dublin Jerome have Mr. Greer in their head right now. They know what he can do.
And we're talking a lot about Jerome and how they're sticking around, but this is a good Hoban team. That's why we're talking about Jerome a lot, because we know what Hoban has. They have Greer. They have great outside shooting in Johnson, and this is a team that's getting turnovers as well. They've forced 7 so far in this game.
Well, exactly. They have great tradition at Akron Hoban, and they have, I'm sure, lofty goals this year. I remember 2 years ago, they just came out of nowhere to win the Division I state championship. Mm-hmm. And I believe in talking to T.K. Griffith, who's a friend of mine, he said they were the smallest school enrollment-wise to ever win the D1 state championship. And they just had a great run that year.
That's the third foul on Davis Haynes, so 2 players for Jerome in foul trouble. And, that's a tough one. Cooper Craig's going to be called for the foul. Take a look at the replay. Might have got a little bit of the arm. We're too far away from the play. The referee was right there, so I'm going to go with his discretion there.
We can complain all we want because
I think it was right.
We're leaving after Game 3. They won't see us.
First free throw drops for Shadid.
Now,
21-10.
I look at Shadid, and they have him listed at 6'4". Now, granted, we're up high. We're at a little bit of a distance. But I look at him when he gets close to Greer, and he looks like a little point guard.
And it's only a 3-inch difference, you think?
Well, is it? Well, 3 inches, a few pounds.
Well, I'll say this. I'm 5'9" on a good day.
Right.
On our program for high school basketball is Coach Beard is going to take his second timeout.
You might as well use the timeouts now, but go ahead. Yeah, you were a 5'9" stud. I remember that.
But in the program, it listed me as 5'11".
Was that right?
Yeah.
And you're not that old. I mean, people, I guess, get smaller as they age, but, geez, you'll be 4 foot by the time you get there.
I hope not. I'm happy where I'm at right now, 5'9".
Well, I remember taking players around to colleges and all that. And so many schools would measure the players as soon as they got there for official visits or unofficial visits because they said, it was amazing how high school coaches would list players and their height, et cetera. And that's true. But the one thing I want to mention is I think Sam Greer and I weigh about the same.
I don't think you're 300 pounds.
Yeah, well, mine's all in the belly.
Yeah.
His is throughout.
It's muscle.
Is he 300 pounds? Boy, he doesn't.
I mean, because he's so tall. He's not fat at all. He's
no.
He's big, and he's tall because the taller you get, the more muscular, the bigger you are. It's evened out along the body. Now, if I was 300 pounds, I'd be just a circle.
No, exactly.
I'd be a ball.
But
he's
back to the full
muscle.
court pressure, and Well, we've had problems with the scoreboard all weekend. We had it yesterday, and
Yeah, they were wondering if it was, I don't know if there was a 3 or not, but it's the same score as what we had up here. Adam Thompson's doing a good job of keeping the score correct. We changed it back to match what their scoreboard said, but we're the ones that are right. I mean, we've done our job, you know.
I asked Adam last night. He's never made a mistake in his life.
No, he doesn't.
No, so in his life, I'm telling you. So, yeah, I'm going to go with a guy.
Skoronsky can confirm that.
All right, 1:40 left. Dublin Jerome, big minute 40. If they can get this lead back to 8 or so, or cut the deficit to 8, that would be big. That's a great start right there. It's at 8 right now with a big 3.
Asking you shall receive, coach.
Now you got to get a stop.
Looking for the answer is Hoban. They don't get it. It's deflected out, but it will stay with them.
Ryan Culp trying to box out 6'2", and just fighting down there.
Hey, you got to give it to him.
Yeah, but holding Greer out, but he just, can only get a hand on it and tip it out of bounds. Same out of bounds play.
Oh, and a rare miss by
it?
Greer. A little bit too far underneath the hoop, and back comes Jerome with a chance to make it back-to-back buckets. Craig.
Get a little run here, get a little confidence going into halftime.
Yeah. Culp with it, kicks it back out front as they work it around again. The Bleaks, he'll try a 3, just glanced off the front of the iron, though.
That was a tough one.
Hoban.
That was kind of quick, and that was tough shot over the good big man.
Jennings nearly traveled. They work it inside. Ball lost, though, and it's turned over.
Quick hands. Uh-oh.
Out ahead, but off the hands of Moriarty and out of bounds, and they turn it right back over. Why is it always in high school basketball, Coach, one team turns it over, but they give it right back? I see that more often than not now in this game.
Yeah, unfortunately you do. They don't take advantage of the situation. Right there, it was a matter of a turnover. And as soon as the ball handler got his head up, he saw a guy open down there, but it would have taken a Tom Brady pass, or I don't know who's the go-to quarterback these days. I know he doesn't play for
Patrick
Cleveland.
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes pass, and just couldn't get it done.
I don't know how to explain that, Coach, because it was going in the Greer, and instead of catching it, he saw the hands up there and just flicked it over the Johnson for his 4th 3 of the game and the half.
He's had a couple of those passes.
And Greer, once again, didn't even get close to having a hand on the ball, but he was able to throw off the shot. And on the other end, an offensive foul.
Big offensive foul because it takes away the 3.
And we'll see. That's on Kenny Scott. That's his 3rd. And will they add time onto the clock? And there won't be. So we have reached halftime. Hoban has pushed things out to an 11-point lead, 24-13. We'll take a break. And in a little bit, we'll be back with some halftime statistics here. Game number 7, game 1 of the Saturday slate here at the 2024 Holiday Hoopla.
They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, as you know, we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant
is halftime here. Game 1 of the Saturday slate, Game 7 overall, in the inaugural Holiday Hoopla from the Greater Columbus Convention Center in Columbus, Ohio. Travis Berardi back here with Coach Greg Collins. 24-13 the score in favor of undefeated Archbishop Hoban. But Jerome, they're sticking around.
They are. They have Hoban holding them to 24 points, a team that averages 72 points a game, but, you know, they have them well under their average, and just Jerome's got to find a way to score.
Yeah.
You know, they've hit 2 threes. They've shot a bunch of threes. They're just going to have to, and they haven't done it all year, so I don't know why I'm saying, you know, expect them to do it here in the second half. They've struggled. You know, let's be honest. They've struggled at the offensive end, and they are struggling today. But at the defensive end, they have played their hearts out.
They have. They've done enough to just throw off a couple shots from the Knights. 7 total field goals. 4 of them, though, are threes, thanks to John Johnson. He's the reason why they have this lead right now. He has a game-high 14 points, and it's an 11-point lead. So without his three-point shooting, this is a tie ball game right now. 13-8, Hoban in the first, 11-5 in the second. So
well, exactly.
Defensively,
and look here at turnovers. You know,
yeah,
8 turnovers, and you would say, and I'm not sure what Dublin averages, but you know, you might say, well, 8 is, you know, that's a little bit high. Well, that's not high enough for Hoban. They want to cause more turnovers than that. They create their offense from their defense.
But also they get defense from the hands of Sam Greer, who has 2 pretty big blocks early on, and there's a couple other times where he's going up for a block, doesn't even make contact, but he throws off those shots that are misses and get rebounds as well. So, you know, Sam Greer with 2 blocks, he has 5 points as well. The D1 offered player here, and he has been the difference, even though not offensively, but defensively, just with his presence out there.
Well, I don't think there's any question that every player from Dublin Jerome knows of him. I mean, even if you don't know of his history, you look at him and you see his size, you see him move and his athletic ability, and you have to have respect for that.
Absolutely.
And he, you know, I don't know if there's a coach in Ohio that wouldn't love to have him on his team.
I mean, he has, from, you know, you coached at Lexington, he has kind of he's a little bit of a bigger build of a Cade Stover.
Is that right? Yeah, I didn't see Cade play a great deal, and I know he's having a heck of a football career, but, you know, I knew from people that were basketball people tell me that when Cade Stover played, it was, you know, a football player playing basketball, but just a hard-nosed kid.
Yeah, that presence out on the floor changed things, as right off the bat, James McCarthy gets his first field goal of the day. It's a 3. And now the lead is up to 14, 27-13, the 5th 3 by Hoban.
Yeah, it was good basketball. You could tell that at halftime they talked about, let's get the ball inside and play from inside out. And what they did, they threw it in, threw it out, reversed the court, open look, knocked down the 3. Good offense.
And that's what you're used to seeing from Hoban, getting that open look and hitting it. Now Jerome trying to answer here. They don't want this to slip away, especially, you know, those first couple of minutes, the last couple of minutes of the half, first couple of minutes of the second half. Those are some key times for you.
And this is where Hoban is so strong. Transition, right to the hole, little Euro step to avoid the charge, and right away, Coach Beard, know there's a run coming, so quick timeout.
A 5-0 run to start, 29-13. Hoban now out in front. Hoban 5-0 coming into this. They beat a very good Jackson squad up in Massillon. They've hosted them. Actually, their first 5 games all have been home. So
that's
not bad for them. Beat
Yeah.
North Catholic 76-53. They beat Jackson 72-59. CVCA by 1 point. Lutheran West, who we saw on the OH.Report against Shelby in the regional final last year, Shelby pulled off the win. Lutheran West still has a lot coming back from that team. They beat them 76-64. And then another Central District team that's always good, Worthington Christian. They knocked them off 72-58. So this team already tested early on in the season, and they're unblemished.
And I would assume and I have not talked to TK about this, but you know, they probably get a late start because I don't know how many of the kids play football. We know Greer
Hoban,
does.
yeah.
For Hoban, yeah. Don't know how many total play football, but you have to expect that there's going to be a long football run and in the playoffs, and you're going to get your basketball kids late.
Yeah, that Jackson game was on the 10th of December, so it was about 7-8 days after the state championships.
Right away back into the pressure. Again, only 8 turnovers for Dublin in the first half, which is really pretty good ball handling.
That's Haynes with it in the corner, gets it off to Craig. So they work it back around, trying to get an open look.
Good offense, ball reversal, good movement without the ball. You know, everything just worked well. I think
Yeah, it was a good
Coach
look.
Beard is happy with the offensive movement. The player movement just can't knock down the shot.
Great pass inside. What a look. As Cameron Ensley, the 6'6" senior center, gets his first points.
That's all they need is another big kid with good movement inside.
Craig had the open look that time. That's a shot you want them to take, but again, they just are unable to hit it. Extra pass from Greer. He resets. Double team, thrown out of bounds. Smart play. Well, actually, we'll get a timeout. The first timeout by Hoban here today.
Look at Davis Haynes inside, number 11 for Dublin. I mean, he's giving it his all. He's trying to body up to Greer and keep the ball from going inside. And, you know, again, that's, to me, I think that's a sign. I really believe it. I do not know Coach Beard from Dublin Jerome, but he still has the attention of the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're struggling. Yeah, they're playing a potential state playoff, you know, Final Four team maybe. But these kids are battling.
They
a
are.
lot of pride. They're battling. They're giving it their all. Right now, they've just been outmanned.
Against a Hoban squad. 6 seniors that have played last year, 18-8. They were Northeast District champs. They fell in the regional semis, the Garfield Heights 52-43. So a lot of depth back from this Hoban squad. And that's just another reason why, you know, it may be a bit of a sloppy game for them, but they're still up 20 points.
Right, exactly. And Inslee with a nice move. Pressure, steal, Inslee with another finish.
That's a quick 6 points for him here in the second half, 35-13.
And he's 6'6". He moves well for a 6'6" young man.
Jerome looking for any type of offense right now, as Hoban just on a big run to start quarter 3. Here's Ethan Wright
Here's
against
a
the
tough
big
man
guy.
to challenge.
Up and under and just off the mark, though. Rebound back to Hoban. Coming up on the midway point of quarter 3, we'll get our first foul of quarter 3. We'll see who it's on. That will be on Cooper Craig. That's his second. Jerome in a bit of foul trouble as Ethan Wright and Davis Haynes both with 3 fouls. On the other side of things, Kenny Scott for Hoban, 3 fouls. Speaking of Kenny Scott, he takes that down Main Street for his first field goal of the game. He's got 4 points. It's 37-13.
And that's what another steal and another Euro step and another layup.
And another timeout.
timeout. There you go.
They forced the 10th Jerome timeout. It's a 15-0 start by Hoban. That's the Archbishop Hoban we know.
Well, exactly. And that's not what Dublin Jerome was able to do in the first half. In the first half, when someone would penetrate, they collapsed. Their defense collapsed. They took some charges. They were scrappy with their hands, trying to get a hand on the basketball. Here they're giving up some direct drives, uncontested layups.
39-13. This is the first of 6 games today, first of 3 that myself and Coach will call. Coming up next, the other Dublin squad, Dublin Kaufman, taking on Huber Heights Wayne. That's at 1:15, and then we will have the 3 o'clock game, Johnstown Monroe versus Julian Washington and Margaretta. Julian Washington one of the best small school players, at least here in the state of Ohio. Cannot wait to see what he has to offer here on the floor at the Convention Center. That's the third game, but like we said, we got Kaufman and Wayne coming up next at about 1:15, and it's looking like the way this game's going, we'll have tip-off around then. Also tonight, Brian Skoronsky and Mark Bollinger will be on the call for Westerville South, Lutheran West, Westerville Central, Lakota East, and Pick North in St. Ed's. All today here at the Hoopla.
St. Ed's won a miracle game last night. Down 3 in the closing seconds. And
yeah, you and Brian Harder had 3 pretty good games last night.
We did. They came down to the last couple of possessions, and that made it exciting, and St. Ed's was one of them, pulling off maybe you can call it a revenge victory over Pick Central, a team they lost to in the state semis a couple of years ago.
Inbounds to Scott. Couple buckets here recently for him. He's at 6 points. Great pass inside. Greer using the muscle, getting the bucket for his first field goal of the second half.
Again, dribble penetration off the ball screen, helping inside-out defense, and just laying the ball off to a big kid inside for an easy bucket.
And we're going to get a bump foul on Cameron Ensley.
You know,
Only
Brian,
the
there's and it's violated so often in high school basketball, but there is a general rule in defensively for all defenses in basketball, and that is you never help inside out. Another one is you don't help on the ball side corner, but you never help inside out. And right there back for Dublin Jerome, we saw an example of that of, you know, if you're going to step up, you better step up and take a charge.
And you don't see it that much anymore in the game. Like it could have been a charge
Nice
taken right there, but that was a great play.
Yeah.
Ethan Jukic in on the action, gets the bucket and a steal. Into the lane, Scott, foul and one. Kenny Scott continues his hot start to the second half.
Now, we are closing in on 5 minutes in the quarter, and Dublin is yet to score.
21-0.
And
Hoban.
they really don't have too many shots up this quarter.
No.
This is,
They're up to 12 turnovers.
you know, not the third quarter start that any of them wanted, but, you know, again, when you're playing a team like Hoban, these things are going to happen.
Free throw drops. And that's 7 points in less than 5 minutes here for Kenny Scott, who's now up to 9 on the day.
You see finally that Hoban drops back into half-court defense. Still looks like maybe it's a little zone action, a little tandem 2-3 zone.
There's a 3 out of it, short, long rebound out to Hoban. And this is the time you have a bit of a big lead, get those secondary players in there and work on some fundamentals, work on some defensive schemes.
Well, exactly. You know, you're right. Let's break it down. First, yeah, let's work on some things that, you know, maybe they just put in practice in the last week or so. Let's get some guys some PT. You know, it's one thing to get skill development during practice during the season, but, you know, you want to see how that skill development is progressing in a real live game.
And this layup, if they go by the OHSAA rules, will cue a running clock.
You're going to have to help me on this one. What is it, a 30?
35-point.
30-point difference in the second half, or
35-point difference. You got to get it to 30 to stop the clock.
okay?
Yeah, so 35-point difference, and then you have to, for Jerome, they have to get it under 30 points
I
to
see.
take it off, and the clock is now running. We'll see if they continue it on the stoppage. The only time it'll stop is end of quarter and timeouts.
Okay.
There's a steal. Back comes Duran Bub Jennings. Jennings works his way through, left side, open three,
Penetration.
way off the mark,
Kick.
but an offensive board.
You're right. The clock is moving, and Dublin has yet to score this this quarter. They're facing a zone, so I'm not saying be patient. I'm not saying hold the ball. I guess I am saying be patient, but I'm saying move the ball, move the people, and get a good look. Get a good look. They did that for the most part in the first half, just weren't able to connect. Second half here, they've struggled getting good looks at the basket.
That's a kick. It'll stay with Jerome. And like we said with Hoban, now this is a good time as well for Jerome. Work through your sets. You're going against a very good defensive team. See what works, something that might help you out down the road.
Well, no question. No question. I'm sure they see zone this year. Here's a good penetration kick.
Nice baseline
move.
jumper by Carson
The
Bleats.
whole set
Beautiful.
was
Yeah.
good. Penetration, kick, attack, a closeout, pull-up jumper, good offense.
And that'll be a block. A nice attempt by Ryan Klopp, but he just wasn't quite set. But, going through film on Monday or even tomorrow for Coach Beard, that set that they scored off of, that's something that he can be happy with, he can be proud of.
Well,
Because I know as a coach, even in a loss, you want to point out some things that you actually worked well and we can do down the line.
No question. I mean, you can show the film right there and show, hey, this is what we work on skill development. They probably work on shooting drills where they penetrate to the paint, kick to an open man, and if it's a poor closeout, attacking the poor closeout. I mean, that was very, very good offense. Here again, penetration.
A bit of a hand check.
They get fouled. Attack a closeout that's not under control, that doesn't have their body in control. The guy's going, hey, the clock's running. Give me the ball. Give me the ball.
And they won't be able to get it in. And that will be it for quarter three. Hoban on its way to 6-0, but we still have a fourth quarter to play, and that will come after the break. We begin the fourth quarter with a running clock. It's a 49-15 lead in favor of Hoban. Travis Berardi back here with Coach Greg Collins. And, good defensive start for Dublin Jerome. Forces the turnover, and that is the 11th against Hoban.
Yeah, the last two possessions, Jerome has done a nice job. They've been able to get into the paint, break down the defense, and first time get a good look, second time pick up a foul against them.
However, Hoban, a very good third quarter, 25-2 as they force the turnover, and they're back out and running. 3 in the air. Owen Hamilton off the back iron, rebound out to Ethan Wright. A 25-2 quarter. It was a 21-0 run that really put this one out of reach. Jerome back in their offensive set, just inside the three-point line with the sweet kiss off the glass.
And that's not easy from that angle. I mean, that was a a tough shot.
You got a backboard, might as well use it, and that's exactly what Bub Jennings does for his 4th point. Back-to-back buckets off the backboard. 51-17, 6.5 left.
Nice
That's
move.
a great take, and it's back-to-back buckets for Wright.
Yeah, they went to a high-low that time, and he just attacked the basket. Nice move offensively.
On an offensive foul, so a little momentum here for Jerome.
Oh, it's good to
It
see
may not
that.
go for, you know.
Right. But it's good to see them playing hard still.
Yes. And again, some of those things that you can see in a film on Monday, that this is what we need to do all the time right here.
Yep. And in Hoban, if there's one thing that they've struggled with today is penetrating maybe a little bit out of control, not jump stopping. And Dublin Jerome has taken a few charges.
Yeah, and they're 3 points away from getting this back to a normal clock. That's the game you need to play right now. At least get this back to a regulation clock.
Oh, exactly. Win the quarter. Win the quarter.
Great passing, but a rejection out of nowhere by Owen Hamilton.
But that was good unselfish passing right there, but good recovery defensively.
Five minutes left. Opening game. Reminder, we'll talk to the MVP from both teams here in the postgame show. Get that extra pass right at right.
Good ball movement. Get a little bit more player movement. They'll be good.
Bleaks
Attack.
in the corner.
Nice cut by number 33 into the paint, but they don't see him.
Bleaks into the double team and throws it away. Back comes Hoban into the lane. Tough reversal, nearly went down, but rimmed out. And Bleaks gets the board. Again, there's that double team. That's going to be a tie-up. Nice job by Owen Hamilton. It will stay with Jerome, but it will flip the possession arrow.
And I think Bleaks is saying, listen, they're coming to trap me. Come to the ball. Come to the ball. Don't stand and watch.
Midway point of the fourth.
Still zoned by Hoban. I would assume they'll stay in this the rest of the quarter.
Bleaks.
Good ball reversal.
Yeah.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. There's penetration. That's nice.
He draws the foul. Ethan Jukic called for the foul. And that's deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Jerome with 3 minutes left. Want to thank the folks at Bleacher Republic, as well as the Columbus Convention Center for having us here to stream these games to you. Bleacher Republic has, well, this is the kickoff to 2025, where March they'll have 3 events in Ohio and Columbus. They'll have another one in May, or in April, I should say, and then 2 events in Hamilton, one in March and one in May. And you're seeing more of this, Coach, throughout the country, these events. This is the high school regular season event, but Bleacher Republic, a lot of AAU.
Right,
and that's where you're getting more and more players that want to get noticed by college coaches. You got to go to the AAU circuit because that's in the off season. That's when coaches can actually go out and see you.
If it's an open period, they're going to be there. Exactly. And you never know who's watching. If it's not an open period for college coaches, there are going to be evaluators there. And you never know. You want to make sure you're playing hard all the time. And nice pass. Nice breakdown. There
Quick
we
ball
go.
movement here by this backup group. In the lane. Vihan Saha.
Nice shot. Little jump hook, took it in against the big boys, and
Saha is on the board.
had a little jump hook.
On the other end, that three is off the front iron. And that's a foul on Eli Morse, his first.
Nice little step through. If you remember Kevin McHale back in the
Oh,
day,
yes.
he had a great crossover step through, and that was a nice step through. Get the foul.
Brady Lucy misses his first. As we hit 1 minute left here in regulation.
With a running clock, it's really been a better quarter for Jerome, hasn't it?
Yeah.
They've done a better job of getting some good shots.
Lucy hits the second free throw. 52-21. 40 seconds left. So because of the running clock, after our post game, we'll have a bit of a break. And the second game will come on as scheduled at 1:15. And they have actually, yesterday, throughout the day, pretty much on schedule as well up until the last game.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not their first rodeo,
No,
I guess.
Well, it is their first rodeo for this event, but for
Yeah.
other events, it's not. Yeah. It's been a very good event so far, and we're not even halfway through.
I hope they continue this.
Yeah.
I think this is a great idea.
That three's too strong. Rebound Hoban. They can run the clock out one, and that will do it. It's a final here in game one of the Saturday slate. Archbishop Hoban knocks off Dublin Jerome 52-21. We'll take a break and be back with our interviews of both team MVPs after the break.
Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant
Time now for our game MVPs here. Game 1 of day number 2. First from Dublin Jerome, it's Carson Bleaks. Led the squad with 8 points. Carson, I know that third quarter wasn't what you guys wanted, but in quarters 1, 2, and 4, against a very good Hoban squad that has high hopes of getting to maybe a state Final Four, you guys stuck with them. What can you take as a team out of this game today?
I mean, honestly, we played hard in the first half. I think we just need to play like that the rest of the way. Stick to like what we do. The RST, it's a big thing our coach preaches, just relentless, selfless, and thankful. We just need to stick to those 3 like key morals. I feel like it's been like really like that all year. We stay with it the first half, then like third quarters we kind of like fall apart. We just need to stick through the whole game. We need to work on making shots. Yeah.
And speaking of making shots, I know you guys, they had Sam Greer, the big guy underneath inside, so you were taking more threes. You hit one of those threes. Just is that something you guys want to work on more, is that perimeter shooting to kind of open up the inside game? Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I feel like we're a pretty good three-point shooting team. We haven't really been showcasing it too much this year, which I feel like we need to get back on that, especially with 2 of our big men going down. And, I mean, we just need to get back on that,
8 points for you. What can you take out of this game positive for yourself?
I feel like I played really hard that game. I feel like that's how I need to play. The rest of the year, hard and confident. Just shoot, know when it's going in, and stuff like that.
I know, it's early on in the season. You guys haven't gotten a win yet, but what are some things that you guys are confident you can work on to right the ship and maybe, go on a run and straighten things out?
I'm still confident in our team. I still think it's like just making shots factor. I think that's going to come with time. And I think right after we start making shots, like we're really going to put it all together. I think we can be a really good team.
All right. Lastly, as always, what we do here at the OH.Report, Carson, if you want to look into the camera and give as many people as you want to shout out, go for it, my friend.
Yeah, I like to shout out just my parents and also shout out Oliver McGlade, too, trainer. And yeah.
All right. There you go. Our first MVP, Carson Bleaks. Thank you very much. You want to hand off the headset to our Hoban MVP. Go ahead. It'll be Kenny Scott. He scored 9 points in this one. 7 in that third quarter run. How you doing today, Kenny?
I'm good.
Good?
Yeah.
Jerome stuck with you guys in that first half, but you came out in the third quarter and really ended things. It was a 25-2 run. What was said at the halftime break that really woke you guys up and got you back playing Hoban basketball?
Just a good speech by Coach TK. I don't know if you know Coach TK, but that's a great coach. He knows what to do. He gets us prepared for every game, and so I can't ask for a better coach, to be honest. And he gave us a speech, back out. But it wasn't really that we weren't playing Hoban basketball. It was just a slow game because they were in a zone.
Yeah.
So we had to try to break it and things like that.
And you guys were still successful at that. You had a lead at the half, and you were able to extend it. What's it like playing in a game like this? It's an invitational. You're out here, a different type of venue, something that you could maybe see down the line in the tournament. What was it like playing out on this court today?
It was great. I like it here.
It's cool,
nice,
right?
It's nice scenery. Nice scenery to play in. I couldn't have, if the game was packed, that would it'd be a even better experience.
Yeah. Well,
so
get to the state tournament, maybe once again you'll get those atmospheres.
We're hoping.
You guys are undefeated. You have beaten some good teams. You beat Lutheran West. You beat Jackson, Worthington Christian as well, and a decent Dublin Jerome team. Just what's been going right for you guys? I know you have a lot of seniors. I know you have Sam Greer underneath, but just what's been going right for you guys? Because it seems like it's a whole team effort.
I mean, it's a whole team effort. Like anybody could go have 20 for us. So I could go get 20. John Johnson go get 20. Big Sam Greer could go get 20. We got Cameron Ensley that could go get 20. James, anybody in our starting 5 could go get 20 for us that game. It's just whoever's going.
This is a team you think can make it to the last weekend of the actual season?
Definitely. I definitely think we can. It's just we gotta keep it going and everything like that. All those type of good things.
All right. Lastly, as always, here on the OH.Report, we let you shout out as many people as you want. So if you want to look into this camera, shout out whoever you want. Go for it.
I could shout out my mom right now, because when I go to the free throw line, I know if I miss, she's going to be mad at me.
There you go. I like it.
it. Yeah, that's what I got.
All right, our Hoban MVP, Kenny Scott, 9 points, 7 of them in the third quarter as they remain unbeaten. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, as you know, we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can't move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go hard and put your game face on. Ruthless, ruthless. This is the moment movies get based on. This is the moment movies get based on. Fire in the bones, watch me fire up the songs. Let it burn 'em, burn 'em, burn 'em. Got the fire in the bones. Our desires, they become who we are. We go hard, giving up, no we're not. Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here blowing up. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you
Back here inside the post-game show, inside the Columbus Convention Center. Hoban remains unbeaten on the season, 52-21 over Dublin Jerome. Travis Berardi back here with Coach Greg Collins as we take a look at the final statistics. And it's just a great third quarter by Hoban. Pulled away, they were able to get the running clock. They were able to do what they needed to do to get the win here today.
Well, Dublin Jerome in the first half really gave him a battle and was able to stick in the game, even though they weren't shooting very well. But
yeah,
you're right. Hoban in the second half just showed why the expectations are high. The ceiling is high. They are very well could be a D3 Final Four team this year.
Yep, and there are your statistics. Next up for these teams. Coming up here in the next couple of days. First, Dublin Jerome will be taking on Dublin Scioto.
You think that's a rivalry?
I thought a little bit, maybe a little bit. Them and then even Kaufman team
exactly.
as well when they have that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Hoban will take on Cheney in the new year to look to remain unbeaten as they finish an unbeaten start and an unbeaten 2024 in the 2024-2025 slate. But that'll wrap it up for game one. But don't worry, folks. We'll be back in about 18 minutes, Coach and I, for game number 2 as Dublin Kaufman will take on Huber Heights Wayne. Want to thank Shane Young on the camera work, Adam Thompson running the 1s and 2s on the computer, and Bleacher Republic for having us here, as well as the Greater Columbus Convention Center. We'll take a short break, be back with game 2 from Columbus. We'll see you then.